Hello everyone, it is the Starting 11 prediction show. Liverpool, Benfica over there. Who will start for the mighty Reds? Let's figure it out together. If you're here live on YouTube, get involved using the live comments. Send me your thoughts, feelings, opinions on every single one of the positions. If you watched the build-up show, I've come to a rough idea of what I want, but I've actually gone for something. I'm going to go, I think, for something different to what I predicted or what I said I would do. Because, of course, I'm trying to predict what Jurgen's going to do. He's just done his press conference, and that will be available on our YouTube channel and through your podcasting apps as well. If you just search up Redmen TV on there, whether it's on Acast or Spotify, iTunes, anywhere, we've got all the Liverpool pre- and post-match press conferences now. So listen to the manager directly rather than seeing the quotes. And if you see a couple of words and you think, oh, I wonder how it sounded, well, you can listen or watch to that now. Anyway, right. Liverpool, I believe, have a pretty much full squad to choose from, which is astounding, really, when you think about it. I've laid the squad out in terms of goalkeepers, defenders, fullbacks, midfielders and forward attacking players, and we're going to sort of talk through a bit and whittle it down as we go. But yeah, again, if you're in the live chat, then let me know in particular what you think Liverpool are going to do in terms of the midfield three and the forward three. There's some conversations to be had around the back four. I don't think there's any conversations to be had about the goalkeeper for this one. So I will start with that. I'm going to take Kelleher and Adrian off the board, as it were. I'm going to put them to one side for our substitute bench conversation in a little bit. But I see no reason why Alisson Becker won't just start this one. He's the best goalie in the world. We know this. We know all the reasons why he will. He's our first choice goalie. It's a big game of football. There's a chance that Kelleher might come back from the Man City FA Cup game. Chance. But the only way I think realistically, if he doesn't do that, the only way we're going to see Kelleher or Adrian play for Liverpool again this season is probably if something were to happen to Alisson, and I want everyone to touch wood and hope that that does not happen. Although, worst case scenario, Kelleher's a pretty good goalkeeper, isn't he? As we've seen already. So, the big conversation we had on the build-up show, not to spoil that, Ross and Steve both went for the idea of Costa Tsimikas in this game over Andy Robbo. Virgil van Dijk, I think, is nailed on to start. So I think there's a conversation around Matip and Konate as the who partners Virgil in this one. And then at right back, Trent was fit enough to be on the bench at the weekend. He should therefore be fully fit to start this one. But would you stick with Gomez knowing that Man City's on the weekend, and do you want to make sure Trent's just had as much rest as he can possibly do, get him wrapped up in cotton wool? That's an interesting point. Right, sound. Yeah, so there's a slight potential for Gomez, but I think Trent is gonna start this one. Now, there is maybe a chat to give Gomez a good centre half, but I don't think we will. So I'm going to take Gomez and put him on the substitute pile for the moment. I'm going to leave the Matip Konate debate for the moment. I think Fabinho is nailed on to start in the 6, having not started at the weekend. So that means we've got Jordan Henderson in contention for the midfield 3. And then Naby Keita, Jurgen Klopp revealed that Naby is back in training. So he, bear in mind, sorry, my wife's just ringing me, even though we literally had a conversation before she left the building how she knows I'm doing this show. That was really passive-aggressive. That's going to get me in all kinds of trouble. Right, stop. Naby's fit. Naby will travel. I have a feeling that if he was fully fit, I think he would be nailed on to start this one. James Milner will be in contention. Oxlade-Chamberlain didn't even go away in international duty. He's in contention. Curtis Jones played at the weekend. Does that mean he's more likely to play here? I don't know. Harvey Elliott played for the under-21s in the international break. He will be vying for this one. There's a lot of lads in this midfield sort of space who I think legitimately could make a strong case to start this one. Well, because I don't think there's anyone I can immediately write off out of this. I might write Thiago. No, there's no one. I think Thiago is least likely because I think, again, they'll want him for Man City. But I'll have a chat around that again in a second. And then, in terms of the attacking positions, I don't think Taki Minamino or Divock will be likely starters in this one. I think the decision will come Divock's gone, over whether Mohamed Salah starts, and if Salah doesn't start, who starts on the right-hand side. Now, we did see Sadio Mane come on for him at the weekend, so I'm going to put Mane and Salah as vying for that right-hand side. Does Firmino need another game under his belt, or do we need to be careful with him? He's had so many injury problems this season. My fear is you can't push him too hard because he just needs a break. He needs a proper break, a proper pre-season, and you might find we get loads more juice to get out of Firmino next season. But for this season, I think when you've had that tough, broken season so far, that doesn't tend to right itself without some significant sort of interference. So yeah, so far I've boiled it down. The goalie will be Alisson, Robertson or Shimikas at left back, Virgil Defo at centre half, Matip or Konate as the right side at centre back, Trent nailed on for right back. DM, I think Fabinho is nailed on for DM. Left-sided of the midfield three, I've got so far, it could be absolutely, okay, let me try and make this a little easier. I think Jordan Henderson is going to start right of the three, and then that leaves Milner, Thiago, Keita, Ox, Jones or Elliott. Now, I don't think Elliott, therefore, because I think he will play him on the right-hand side, so I'll put Elliott into the bench pile. Okay, and I'll leave that as that for the minute, and I need your help for this stuff. And then, will it be Jota or Firmino through the middle? I think nailed on to start Diaz on the left-hand side. And will it be Salah or Mane from the right? Let me know in the comments section. We're going to take a very, very short break. We have got an amazing new series in addition to our weekly podcast. So me, Chris and Stakers, you know, the lad you love so much, this is his show. Just literally filling in for him. If you want more Chris Pajak in your life, Podcast Extra is exclusive to Redmen Plus. We do the podcast, and then basically all the bits that we can't really broadcast for free in the open air to the general public. Podcast X-rated. Yeah, that goes on Redmen Plus. Is a little sneaky look at what that kind of looks like.
Blink twice for yes, love.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that, though. I am actually, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is why this is on YouTube.
Yes. So we do the podcast every week. Actually, tomorrow we're doing the podcast live at 10:30 a.m. in the morning on the YouTube channel, and that will be available, of course, on podcasting services free afterwards. We are now introducing a new series, so that extra show, we've done two the last 2 weeks, they're sat in the archive on Redmen Plus. We're doing a new series, we're doing the LFC draft. Chris versus Steve, moderated by me for a rest of the world Liverpool 11. Now, you know Chris Pajak, you know how basically ridiculously competitive that man gets. Watch him tear Steve Hoare apart on the LFC draft tomorrow, exclusively on Redmen Plus, and then next week it'll be Podcast Extra, which is basically the uncut version of what we do on the podcast and stuff. Anyway, and there's loads of other boss stuff, but if you like us, then more of us on Redmen Plus. Right, okay, so we had some shouts in here. Matthew Bride says, don't shoot the messenger. Ooh, dangerous. But I think it could be Fab, Hendo and Milner. Old head, tough game. Rest Thiago, win-win, I think. That's why I was very tempted to go just to Milner. But I think you could make a case for that, to be perfectly honest. Liverpool FC Red says Keita, Fab and Hendo. Yeah, the sub Hendo before 60. Eddie Allsop says rest Thiago with City in mind. He's vital. Bring him on 70 or something. X11X says my 11 would be Ali, Costas, BVD, Konate, Trent, Fab, Keita, Ox, Diaz, Mane, Salah. That's some very interesting shouts as well. Daryl here saying Fabinho, Keita, Henderson as the midfield three. Angushman saying give Ox a chance. Yeah, this is it. It's tough. I'm going to take Curtis Jones out of the running for this because he had the game the other day. And it's about making sure that we've got people up to speed on this. So at the minute then, I've still got 4 for that left-hand side of midfield. I'm gonna I'm gonna take Shimikas out. This is where I'm gonna have to put a little bit of me money where my mouth is here. I will take Matip out and put Kanate in. So, okay, so I think this is starting to take shape. So, I think the goalkeeper will be Alisson. I think the back four will be Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Kanate, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. No great shocks in there, but I wouldn't be amazed if it was Matip who started. I think Fabinho will anchor. I think Henderson will play right of the midfield three. Who will play left? Who's best suited? Right, I'm going to take Ox out of consideration. And I think in an ideal world, as I kind of hinted at before, I think Naby Keita starts that game. I think if he'd not been injured for the weekend, we might have seen him a little bit more. We might have seen him used in the Watford game. I'm going to keep Thiago there for a moment. I'm going to take Milner out. I don't think it was a bad shout for the Milner thing, but he might surprise us all. But my feeling is Milner now he's that third sub / fifth sub, just to help us do whatever it is we're trying to do in whatever form the match takes by then. I think up front, I think Mohamed Salah will be rested. I think Bobby Firmino will also be rested. And so I think, well done, Diogo. I think it will be Diaz on the left, Mane on the right, and Diogo Jota centre forward for Liverpool. And then it will probably be Keita and then Thiago. I just don't know how fit Naby is. I think Naby and Thiago are in rotation for that left side. I am going to, what do we think? Let me see, we've got some more comments. John Smith saying Hendo, Fab and Elliott. So, John, would you have Hendo on the left of midfield if that was the case? Because Harvey's not played it. Hendo's done it once, I think, against Chelsea at home. Was that like third or fourth game of the season? And didn't really shine there. Churchill here saying Milner starts, comes off for Hendo at 70. There's a possibility. Grizz Khan, our good friend Grizz Khan, do check out his YouTube channel, by the way. Says Naby will start. Yeah, you know what? I like the courage of Grizz's convictions there. I've just got this thing where I think Klopp just likes to play his strongest side as much as possible. Does he count this as strong? Okay, no, I'll go with that. I'm going to put Thiago on the bench. So that's my 11 for now. Alisson in goal. Robbo, Van Dijk, Kanate, Trent. A midfield three of Fabinho, Keita, Henderson. And then up front, I think on the left, it will be Diaz. Central will be Jota. And right will be Mane. And I've got the Mane thing from that obviously him coming off the bench at the weekend. I think we can have 12 subs. So this is all a bit of a pointless exercise, putting them all on there, of course. But for me, Salah will be on the bench. Bobby will be on the bench. Of course, Jimmy Milner will be on the bench. I've done this in a really awkward order. Oxley, let's see how many we've got. Ox, Joel Matip, because why not? Costas, yeah. Goalkeepers. We might actually be in a position where we only need to put one goalkeeper on the bench in Europe, which is pretty wild when you think about it. Let's put Costas up there. Okay, so Thiago, Bobby, Mohamed, Curtis. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think that actually picks itself reasonably well. So it will be... Oh, have I got no Divock on the bench there? Yeah, I have. Okay, sound. Okay, so I think the bench therefore will be Kelleher, Milner, Costas, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thiago Alcantara, Matip, Kurt Jones, Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah, Joe Gomez, Harvey Elliott and Takumi Minamino, meaning Divock and Adrian miss out on a 12-man substitute bench. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Apparently so. Yeah, and the good thing is, of course, is that with 5 subs, the players I think will be most likely subbed in this one. I think Salah will come on for Mane. I think potentially seeing how the front Jota needs to be protected. So Bobby, I think, will come on for maybe 15, 20 minutes toward the end of the game. I think Diaz will play the full 90. I think Thiago will come on for Keita in the final half an hour there. I think Fab and Hendo will play all but the last 5 minutes when Milner will come on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 subs. And then the fifth sub will probably be Gomez or Kostas Tsimikas for one of the fullbacks. There you go. I've absolutely nailed it. Jacob Lee saying that I'd swap Jones for Divock on the bench. I just don't see the point. I mean, Divock's going to move on in the summer. I don't think you need him. Unless you just decide that Salah gets nothing, but then you got Taki Minamino if needs be there. I think with Bobby, Salah and Minamino, I don't think you need another. But then again, Milner, Ox, Kurt and Harvey, it's a conundrum, isn't it? Can you have too many good players? No, is the obvious answer to that one. Right, sound. That is me. Someone says here, Honoris, sick bench. That is a sick bench. Yeah, the fact that our Lord and Saviour Divock Origi can't make it on there speaks volumes to how good Liverpool are. Lots of people here saying, Ed Ventures and Ethan Murphy saying Tsimikas to start. Life in the Labyrinth says Mo has to start. I do wonder, Klopp was asked about Salah's form and fitness and stuff. There's a chance, isn't there? The chance that he just plays 60. But I just thought the fact that Mane come on the right-hand side felt to me like we were prepping that. Like, just get Mane back in to playing on that side because he hasn't done a lot of it recently for us. So, yeah. Anyway, look, I could talk myself in circles all day long. Let me know what you think. Rate my 11 out of 11. How many do you think I've gotten right here? Let me know in the comments section. Also, if you disagree with this 11, let me know yours. What is your 11? What's your 1 to 11? Goalkeeper all the way through to forwards. Who do you think Jurgen will start? Not what you would like. What do you think Jurgen will do in this game? If you want more from us, check out the build-up show. We had a good old chat around a bit more around this stuff and you know, the importance of how Liverpool manage the squad with Man City on the horizon. There's also that extra content as well as mentioned over on Redmen Plus. We had a brand new series, dropped 10 mini interview episodes with Liverpool legends, a quick chat with including Dirk Kuyt, Sander Westerveld, Tammy Hippier, Jamie Carragher, and a load more as well, all right now available in video and in podcast form over on Redmen Plus. As I say, you can get everything we do over on that site. It's like a little streaming service just for Liverpool fans, and the vast majority of it is also available in podcast format as well. So if you just like consuming Liverpool content in your ears exclusively, then we've got you covered. You can get that in your native podcasting app as well. So do go and check it out. It's the best Liverpool side there's ever been, the most exciting end to a season potentially there's ever been, certainly the busiest. We've got it covered from every single angle, whether you want stuff on the game, around the game, build up to and from football matches, learn more about Liverpool, or maybe you're new to the football club or you want to have a deeper understanding of the culture, get closer to the culture of Liverpool Football Club in and around the city with loads of documentaries, features, interviews. Anyway, it's boss. I love it. I genuinely do. I think we're doing an amazing job over there. And yeah, people who subscribe to Redmen Plus help fund all the free stuff. So if you've been enjoying the free stuff at any period of time, thank you so much for joining us, by the way. But know that it's all made possible by our wonderful subscribers over on Plus. So yes, thank you. If you're a subscriber, you know that I love you so much, perhaps more than I love my own family. It's sad but true, particularly when I'm getting phone calls in the middle of shows. Sal, thank you so much. Big shout out to Joe for producing as well. And yes, we all return with the watch along Tuesday night. Ta-da. Thank you so much for checking the video out. If you want more from us, then do consider joining Redmen Plus, which funds everything we do here for free on YouTube. But not just that, we're going to give you a whole bunch of incredible Liverpool content in podcast and in video form, extra Redmen TV shows and documentaries, features and interviews with Liverpool legends past and present. Get closer to the city, to the football club that we all love on redmenplus.com. Click the button, head over there now.